Hey there and welcome. In this particular video, I'm going to teach you an amazing trick. And I'm actually really excited for it because what you're about to see is how channels like AI Fusion, Master, I guess that's their name, have created this video that got 26 million views. Now, the most important thing is not really the video itself and all the success that you see here, 26 million views, close to $2,600 in revenue, assuming that most of their audience would be in the US, UK, and European countries, but mostly in the US. The RPM is higher for shorts, so I guess they'll probably take $0.15 per 1,000 views, which is really high, but I found that to be actually very natural for USA based videos or videos that are consumed in the US. The technique that they're using here is they're taking Disney movies or animated movies, if I would not want to use the word Disney, and they're creating a video that shows the cartoon version walking side by side with the realistic version of that character. Now, there are a couple of techniques that are required for you to be able to achieve this type of video. It's not exactly easy. You probably can crack this with one prompt, but unless you're an expert, I wouldn't actually think you could be capable of doing so. And certainly, this guy as well had most likely, since I am the AI whisperer myself, has most likely also utilized some particular. All right, let's just go back here because I think you weren't able to see anything, and you were just hearing me talk for a moment there. So I'm going to repeat. All right. So this is the video that I was talking about. I'm sorry that while I was talking. Hey Ronnie, brother, if you're watching, Ronnie, delete the first part of this video when you're editing. Okay. All right, so this is the type of video that we will be creating. It is a runway style videos, except for this time, it's actually there's a catch to it. There's a cartoon character walking side by side with the realistic version of that character. Name of the channel is AI Fusion Master, or Fusion Hub, I think, and they got 26 million views. And before releasing this video, I checked their channel. They were about 400K subscribers, and now they are at 500K subscribers. So this channel, I'm not saying it exactly got 100K subscribers, but I'm saying it got the majority of that 100K subscribers that they got. So sometimes this happens, okay? So sometimes for certain videos, you can get 10 million views and 100,000 subscribers. Sometimes you might get 10 million views and only 10,000 subscribers. Okay, so it's up to luck. Sometimes you get really lucky with subscribers. You get a bunch of them from one video, right? That's just how YouTube works. Now, I haven't actually got that kind of stuff yet or that kind of luck yet, but I'm hoping that I can get it because if you can get that, then you get an instant spike in subscribers and you just blow up all of a sudden. But in any case, this is a very, very cool type of video. There is a specific way on how you can create this, which is why you're going to have to follow along if you want to be able to replicate this. The reason why I said $2,600 in revenue is because this is how much you can expect to get paid for these types of videos, especially since it's a longer video, so it's maybe 50 plus seconds. Secondly, is because most of the people that are going to watch this video are going to be in the US, because the audience are pretty much people that have watched this movie in the US. So this is a US made movie, very famous in the US. It's kind of like it's basically Disney. All right, so most U.S. citizens would watch these types of movies with their kids, and sometimes they were kids when they watched the movie first, and then now they're grown-ups, and so that explains the spike in subscribers a bit because it's kind of nostalgic. I guess that's why it kind of got so much success. Now, I've disabled the sound here on this particular video of on AI Fusion Hub, and I would like to show you how that works. Now, I'm not going to reveal the music, or I'm not going to play the music on video here because it's copyright infringing. Now, the first part was a bit exaggerated about that particular first character, but I guess that's how she would have looked like in real life, you know? She would have probably looked like that. And they're showing every single character walking side by side with their counterpart character, walking in a particularly weird way, but I believe that we can achieve this as well. All right, so you get the point. Now, the video total is how much? I can't quite see because I have this thing here that's not letting me see that. But in any case, let me remove this video here because I know what to do. Now, the one that we're going to take is Pocahontas. Okay. So I'm going to work with ChatGPT plus Google Gemini. ChatGPT is going to be our source of information. Gemini is going to create images for us. And I also would like to recommend that you open Sora because we will need it as well. Now, I'm going to take the movie name, Pocahontas 1995. I didn't know that Mel Gibson was part of that, but now let's go to ChatGPT because I'd like to use two chat bots at the same time. I want to use ChatGPT as well as Google Gemini. Okay. So what I will be doing is, to put it simply, I'll ask ChatGPT, what are the heroes in this movie by name? Pocahontas 1995. I hope that there was not a version that was not a Disney version, because here we're talking about Pocahontas, the Disney movie. And the reason why I asked ChatGPT about the names, because I'm clueless as to who were the actors in this movie. I have absolutely no idea, except for Pocahontas, um, because she was famous back in the day when I was a kid. She was extremely famous. And so, therefore, I happen to have heard of her multiple times. But apart from that, I have no idea about the characters. I don't want to get the ChatGPT Pro version because that's going to cost me $200. I'm quite happy with the Plus version. Now, we have the main character, Pocahontas. So, Pocahontas Disney 1995. And I'm going to be using that keyword Disney 1995 because I would like an image of her, an image that would be an animated version of her. All right. So, and I would like to make sure that I have that somewhere safe. So this is a good one. All right. This is a pretty good one. On the other side, I happen to think that I can maybe refine my keywords here. I'm going to need a picture of Pocahontas, particularly where I can see her full body. Well, do not get me wrong there, okay? So I'm just for creative academic purposes here. All right, so this seems to be a small image, but it's okay. So first and foremost, I'd like to ensure that I keep this image open, and at the same time, I'm going to go to Sora here, and I'm going to put that image by copy pasting it, and then I'm going to ask it to generate a realistic version of the character attached. Actually, not realistic, I would say real life version of the character attached. Now, there is a risk that if you mention the exact name of the character, that Sora will not be compliant. So it would not go ahead and just generate the image for you. So if I was you, I would just ask Sora to generate the image of the character. I would not mention the name because it seems that Google Gemini is getting more and more soft or softer when it comes to laws and policies and compliance. But with Sora, it's kind of seeming to get a little more restrictive. And I guess that that's because of the first wave. The first wave of Sora was kind of weird because they allowed people. I'm talking about the Sora 2, by the way, the video version, the most recent video version of Sora. They kind of allowed everybody to create whatever they want to create, and people ended up creating some crazy type stuff. They really did some crazy stuff with Sora, but then they just kind of restricted a bunch of stuff. So now it seems that you cannot even mention things such as the name. And you can see here that it's exactly what it tells me here. It says that this is against my policy. Okay, so now we know that Sora cannot be counted on. So instead of Sora, are we blocked? Are we not going to be able to create anything? Well, I guess not, because we have a stack of tools that we can utilize, to be honest. So I'm going to go to Google Gemini, click on create an image, and paste. Then I'm going to ask Google Gemini one thing. I'm going to see if I am capable of doing this, particularly with one prompt. If I am to be able to do this with one prompt, then I'm just going to get along. Or if I'm not going to be able to do it with one prompt, then I'm going to ask it to, first of all, generate the realistic version of Pocahontas. Then I'm going to ask it to put her both characters on the same on a runway. Now, generate a realistic or a real life image, and a real life actually 9 by 16 inches. I have to always mention the size image of Pocahontas, the cartoon version of her, as well as the real version of her, should be walking side by side on a runway. The runway is made of glass or tempered glass inside, and the studio is lit with perfect white bright lights on the runway sides. People are sitting enjoying the show, and in the back there is a big screen TV or big TV, big LED TV with the logo or with the title of the movie Pocahontas. Okay, so I hope that this goes well. Disney is kind of tricky because they are the types that would sue everybody. And I can understand why, is because they pour their hearts and souls into these characters. And so, therefore, most of Disney characters are subject to copyright. So, they don't want people to be going out there using AI to kind of create fake footage of these characters, because that would mean that some people would believe AI still, So that's kind of why a lot of companies are against it still, because they believe, well, if we allow people to create videos and images of our characters, then they can just go ahead and do whatever they want, fly to the moon with that. But it seems that Google has pretty much loosened up their grip. All right. Now, here, this is a pretty good image, but here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to go back and refine this, and I'm going to say an image, a 9 by 16 close up image, or medium close up instead of just close up, medium close up image of Pocahontas, the cartoon version of her, as well as the real version of her. And here, for the real version of her, I'm going to say make her very attractive, because she is. I mean, look at those pictures. Now, I'm not an expert in how people are or how people look, but she looks like a very attractive girl. So it would only be fair to do justice and make sure that we generate an attractive picture of her in real life. Because this, though it looks good, but it looks like an older version of Pocahontas. I don't think that's how Pocahontas would have looked like. And then here, LED TV in the top back, a big screen LED TV with the movie title. So instead of just the back, the LED TV should be in the back, but at the top. So so that we don't have any conflict there. All right. So, and that's the good thing. By the way, if you do not edit the prompt earlier, you will not be able to edit it, because if you generate another image after this image, you cannot go back and edit your first prompt because you can only edit the previous prompt in Gemini. And a cool thing about Gemini is that you can also edit prompts where you've attached images, which is something you cannot do with ChatGPT. Another thing is with Gemini, you can upload your videos. You can add a YouTube video link, and Gemini will be able to read the video and understand it entirely. And so you can even go copy the link of a particular video which you're interested to produce something similar to, and you can have Gemini help you create a video like that by giving it the link of the video and asking it to help you make a video like that. That is something that ChatGPT doesn't have. Also, ChatGPT doesn't allow to upload videos. Now, it seems to not be really normal here, this wait. I've been waiting so much for Gemini to respond, so I think this might be like a glitch. I'll pause the prompt and I'll just go ahead and refresh Gemini.com, start a new chat. This is common. It can happen. It's a glitch or a bug. And so I'm just gonna copy the same exact prompt, the same exact image, but it's just on a separate chat right now. And I'm always using the Nano Banana, what a image generator, and what a name for image generator. Google Nano Banana. That's crazy, but that's how this what they decided to name it. It's gotta be right now. The Google Nano Banana image generator has gotta be at the top with Sora image generator. Now, do not underestimate Sora's image generator. Okay, it is also pretty powerful, but some of the things that Gemini can do are just more powerful. That's just the difference. All right, so now we're talking. I think I should maybe fix one thing, which is that Pocahontas must actually, the cartoon version of her must actually be walking side by side. But I think this is okay. It's pretty good. We have that screen TV at the top. So what I'm going to do is to ensure that I have all my images. I'm going to go and click on create an image, custom size 9 by 16 in Canva, and I'm going to prepare a ready project where I can house all the images that I create. And at the same time, I can also upscale these images. That is the coolest part about Canva, is that you can upscale your images once you put them there. So as you can see, this is pretty nice. What I'm going to do is I'm going to upscale this image, or scale the image, and then I'm going to upscale it. Now, scaling an image means making image bigger in terms of size. Upscaling it means increasing its quality to reduce pixelization. And the reason why I'm going to upscale this image is because when I try to generate the videos, which I'm going to do using Grok, because Grok pretty much doesn't have many restrictions when it comes to generating videos. Everything goes almost, but except for or opposite to that, there are Midjourney and Runway ML, which can refuse to generate images of such or videos of such images because they are too restrictive. I don't know why I got stuck on that last idea there, but yeah. So upscaling an image quality goes a long way, all right, in terms of the overall quality. So now, from now, it should be easy. So from now, we should just go and find the rest of the characters, since now Gemini has been programmed to know what are we trying to do. So now we just have to change the character names. John Smith. I actually never knew about this guy, John Smith, but we'll do what we need to do. So I'm going to copy his image, go back to Gemini, and in this particular case, instead of the name Pocahontas, a close-up image of John Smith, the cartoon version of him instead of her. So anytime there is her, I'm going to say him, him, make him very attractive. Should be walking outside the runway. On the ground made of tempered glass. On the runway says there are people. And then at the back, there is a Pocahontas movie LED screen. All right. So now it will understand, because it has already created this, so it knows what we're trying to aim for. The studio looks quite nice. The people look very realistic. And I guess that I should just go back here. All right, so my image has been upscaled. So if I go full screen, you'll be able to check to see what I'm talking about here. The quality is that much better. You can feel it. All right, so where's Mr. John Smith? Oh yeah, actually, this is pretty nice. Does he look exactly like this? Well, I don't really care for John Smith, to be honest, but that seems like a pretty good depiction of him. That seems like a pretty good depiction. There are differences between a Disney image and a real life image, and you can see how consistent it is, because it looks like it's the same studio. The only person that changes right now is the character, which is pretty good, because that kind of helps make the video look consistent when we are going to create it. So let me just upscale this image 8x. Which character is next? It's Chief Pohatan. Pohatan. Chief Pohatan. Okay, so this is Chief Pohatan. Looks like a muscular dude, or a muscular character. All right. Well. Chief Pohatan. Come on. We need to find an image of Chief Pohatan that kind of looks very good, and that shows more about the character. Can't seem to find one really. Okay, you know what? I'm going to try this probably with this. Seems like a pretty good one, but okay. Yeah, this is what I didn't want. Chief Powhatan. Why are there not many pictures of Chief Powhatan. There could be more pictures, but there's not a lot of them. Okay, so let me copy this one. Actually, for this one, I think I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna probably use two images at once. Chief Powhatan and this one. So let's just go ahead and, of course, right now, should just copy paste the same prompt, and of course the name. He's probably her father by the looks of it, or but from his name I can see that he's probably her father. Make him very strong. He doesn't look like the attractive type of dude, but looks pretty strong as a tribe leader. You can see that Disney tried to make him look like he's muscular. All right, so as you can see, I had to make do with what I got, which are a couple of not very cool looking quality images there. I think I can work with them. This is not good. This is not good. Okay, so I guess that I'm going to have to start a new chat right now. This is the time to start a new chat. So we will not be able to maintain the exact consistency of the background, but it's okay because if I had stayed on that chat right now, it wouldn't have provided us the images that we want, simply because sometimes a chat gets saturated or it gets there's a what you call AI hallucination. So these models can hallucinate at times, and I know that no matter what I ask to try to fix that chat, it will not be fixed because it's just lost cause. That's from experience. If you want to stay there and try to maybe just make it understand, hey, I ask you to generate an image of the Mr. Chief Powhatan, actually, not Pocahontas and Powhatan. Trust me, it will not understand it. Okay. Now, actually, this one is not so bad. Not gonna lie, but um, I think I'll do one. I'll do one more. All right, I'll update the prompt by adding a dot, just to trick Gemini to think that I updated it, because I don't like that screen. I'm being right. It's saying I'm being asked for a lot of images right now. Okay, that's a new one. All right, I guess that this one is much better. You can see that they even got the Pocahontas logo down to a T. Now, I'm pretty sure he would probably look like this. I mean, I looked like this back when I was bodybuilding, and that might seem like a far fetch, but I looked like this. Not as exactly as defined as this character, but I also, at one time, I was obsessed with bodybuilding, and I even wanted to compete. And so I was eating around the clock, very healthy stuff. And I remember I got to a point where I was in a fantastic shape, but at the same time, I had to stop due to a back injury. But in any case, let's just upscale this 8 times. All right. So now what do we have more? We have Nakoma. Nakoma image Disney. I don't know who Nakoma is, but Nakoma. Okay, so Nakoma is a female. This seems like a pretty good image of Nakoma. So I'll copy Nakoma's image and come back here to Gemini, paste that image, and then I'll just come back here, Nakoma cartoon version of her, as well as the realistic version of her, make her look attractive. Well, let's see. She doesn't look like the type. She looks fit. Okay. So attractive seems good enough. Tempered glass, bright lights, runway size, the LED TV. That's it. That's it. Okay. So that's good. Now let's go back to here to Canva to replace that image quality with this optimized and improved quality. All right, perfect. Let's add a new page. All right, this one doesn't sound so bad, but I'm gonna have to edit and I'm gonna have to click add a dot because the screen TV must be at the top back, not at the top middle or not at the back. Another thing here is the camera angle that I used is a low camera angle. What does that mean? Imagine yourself standing. Let me give you a quick lecture on photography. Imagine yourself standing. Sometimes you might ask somebody to take a picture of you, but not take a picture of you where they're looking at you front, in the eyes. You might ask them to, go actually to, take a picture while they're in a downward position. They have to lower their body downward to take a picture of you like this, kind of like from the bottom up. That is called the low camera angle type picture. And this is a perfect one. It didn't capture it as much for this one, for this image. And you can see that by the inclination of the runway itself. But here it captured it perfectly. We can see that this is exactly what a low camera angle looks like. And for runway style images, it's a pretty good type of image to create because that's what you need. Now, I don't know why it kept telling me that it has these weird. I'm not able to generate, or I'm being asked to generate too many images at the same time. That's a glitch. So I'm going to try to go easy on it, to be honest, as weird as that is. But I'm going to try to go easy. All right, this one is pretty cool. I think this is exactly what she would look like. And yeah. Okie dokie. So I'll copy that and then head straight back here. Now, of course, I could go on and generate the images of the entire characters, but I'm going to pause right at the at grandmother Willow, okay? Because we can go on and on, but the bottom line is not to do all the work in the video, okay? The bottom line is to actually show you how it works. Now, the problem here is that this grandmother Willow seems to be like a tree or something. So I'm actually probably just going to go for some other character like Thomas or something. I don't know who Thomas is, but seems like he's a character as well. Thomas, Image Disney, a Pocahontas. I'm not talking about the train. I'm talking about Pocahontas. There are a bunch of images of him, but there's not many where we see his full body. This one, though, let's check some other images as well. There he is. He's with his friend, I guess, but that's not a full picture. I think I'll take this one. Thomas. Does she end up with the guy or with this guy? I don't know. But let's just copy paste this image of Mr. Thomas right about here and Let's say generate a 9 by 16 realistic image of Mr. Thomas, version of him, as well as the version of him. Make him look attractive. All right, that's that. Okay, so I can just hit the submit request there. I have all the images. I could go on and on, as I said. You could do this for all the movie, but since I'm not gonna be posting this video on my channel because on my channel it's kind of weird. Um, they kind of don't promote me well with these types of videos. They kind of mostly relate my channel to One Piece for some reason. So I'm not very successful with other types or other style of videos. All right. Well, I'm not gonna complain. This is Thomas. Whatever. That's what he would probably look like. All right. So let's just base this. Now I have another practice for you, but first, let me show you how you can create incredible footage with this. Now, as far as the formatting of the video with CapCut, I'm gonna show it to you once, but I'd like to also show you the potential of these types of videos. They have huge potential. All right. So it's not limited to Pocahontas or limited to El Dorado or any type of movie. Okay, you can use this technically to create videos on countless other, right. So AI Fusion Hub or this channel here. When I started posting these types of AI videos, I remember they had 100K subscribers. Okay, now they have about 501, so they have crossed the half a million, and 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 ever since they started to do these, their focus mostly is, well, I'm gonna say it, their focus is to make these very videos of attractive females. So the thumbnails that they use are those of very attractive females in real life, from particularly from the anime stuff or the and you'll notice this. So if I were to go and sort this by popular, watch this. Their focus is literally their audience is clear. Okay, so they're trying to appeal to a specific type of audience that is into attractive females. Let's face it. Okay, and they kind of managed to get a large following. I could do this as well, but to be honest with you, that's not that's not my thing. Okay, I don't want to. I don't want to be the guy that is known to have made or and got a boatload of subscribers because I did something like this, but this is what they do. Okay, and notice all their thumbnails are trying to capitalize on that. Total 336 million views. When I started, they had like 60 or 70 million views. Okay, and at the time I started, I think I had 20 plus million, and they had 60. But somehow they seem to not ever stop because, well, the algorithm is the algorithm. You never know why they would favor a channel on favor a channel and not the other. So they kind of were lucky. I think we might also get lucky to that extent as well. I don't know, but it is what it is. And so as you can see, they've managed to get a pretty decent amount of subs. Um, and also a pretty decent amount of money, but their videos are mostly cartoon characters walking side by side with their realistic versions. So the reason why I'm saying this is because I want to open your eyes to the possibility, to the opportunity. Now, it's not like you're going to do this in 1 month. You're not going to get 500K in 1 month. You might get it if you're the luckiest of the luckiest. If you're the type of person that would win the lottery, but there's only one out of thousands that would be able to achieve that. But for the regular folks, you could maybe create one or two videos a day in this similar style. You could go and create videos like this about movies and animated like movies, Disney movies, and yeah, you could do pretty well. You could actually do extremely well. Now I'm going to show you next. Now here I would have gone with the example of here the Kung Fu Panda. What they did is very creative idea, and that got them 14 million views. But the creative idea was to turn the characters from Kung Fu Panda to real life and make it seem like they're walking side by side next to each other's based off of their animal versions and turning those animal versions into realistic versions. Okay, so I'm not going to do that, but we're going to do it for One Piece. Okay, so we're going to take a One Piece crew and we're going to do that for that crew. But now let's just finish the job, right? So these are all the images. So as far as the images are concerned, I need to do one thing, which is to magically erase that Google Gemini logo right there. So let me do it. I hope you're enjoying this video so far. You might get bored, but trust me, if you want to start a business, well, I shouldn't really say this like this because many people think, oh, well, this is some arrogant stuff, but trust me, what we're teaching is really valuable, okay? Really, really valuable. And you can, I mean, all you have to do is to look at the numbers that we've been sharing and the real life scenarios of people that were also doing this exact same stuff and look at their results. If you could get just 10% of their results, that would be fantastic. 10% of 500,000 would be 50,000. So, believe me, it's not easy to get 50,000 subscribers on YouTube. It's actually almost impossible. All right. And there's a bunch of people that spend to get 1 million subscribers, they spend like $100,000 to get 1 million subscribers on YouTube. Okay. And so that subscribers are valuable. And it's a channel can be sold anytime. You can sell it. For instance, this AI Fusion guy, if he wanted to sell his channel, I think he could probably sell it in the 5-figure digits. He could probably sell it for $20,000 or $30,000 because the channel would at least be making him maybe 5K a month or something like this. And so he could sell it for a good amount. All right. So now here, what am I going to say? Pocahontas, characters, IRL. And now is the time for me to show you how to animate these. I'm going to download all of them. 1.5x quality, because that's the reason why I upscaled them in the first place. And now, as far as the animation part, I usually use Grok. Okay, so Grok is my software of choice. And it's because of its ability to generate videos without so much restrictions, the kind of restrictions that, and you've seen earlier the first video we've made, you've seen how that can happen. Now, let me just go and create a file, new folder, and then paste it. And I'm going to go inside of that zip folder. I would like to extract all. All right, now that I've extracted this, there you go. I'm going to create a file that I'm going to name B-roll. And I'm also going to create a file that I'm going to name images. And I'm just going to take these images and put them inside of that file that I called images to organize myself better. Now, classify them by, or organize them by name, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So now we can get to turn these into real life. I just want to check something. So usually you need to open an image and zoom in. And if you zoom in, you must not see so much pixelization. It is pretty good from this distance. Doesn't look so bad. I like it. Okay. So let's get going. Now back to Grok. select the image, drag and drop it into Grok. Now, you don't really need to say anything, but it is better if you add something, if you add some text. Okay, so my text would be pretty simple. So I'm going to say Pocahontas, our characters walking on the runway side by side. Text on screen remains the same. That text on the screen, that text that says Pocahontas, it must remain the same. Now, as far as music, if you were to incorporate music in your video, which I believe is pretty useful. I mean, adding music to your video is also always a plus. You can go and search on YouTube. You can search for this Pocahontas music, okay, or theme song, whatever, and you could download that theme song and you could actually add it to the pretty much the video. Now, notice that some people have did done animations like this. I'm not sure if I showed you how to do these animations of to create or showcase characters evolving from anime to real life. I think we might have some time for it if I get a bunch of people asking about it. But this is not a very complex type animation to do. I'm kind of the expert at it. This guy also is called Rocket Scientist is also a guy that is now thriving in making these types of videos. All right, not as much as he was, but he also focused a lot on the females, and that's kind of what got him a bunch of subscribers in the first place. So he just kind of makes very, very exaggerated versions of females from anime to real life, and it seems like they can get a lot of subscribers with this type of stuff. I mean, to be honest, I didn't do this, so I wouldn't know, but that mostly is the case. All right. But in any case, you don't need to do that. Now, over here, I don't like the fact that the cartoon character turned real. So I'm going to say cartoon character and real character walking side by side on the runway. And I'm going to say the cartoon character remains the same. Just like the text should remain the same, the cartoon character should remain the same. As far as the sound, as I said, you can download the sound. There's a website called Social Plug. This website can allow you to download videos from YouTube. I don't recommend using their services other than just downloading a YouTube video because they're kind of fishy. So they would sell you followers and stuff, but I wouldn't do that, to be honest. I wouldn't purchase YouTube subscribers, but there are people that are selling this type of stuff. So here they're selling one subscriber at 10,000 or 10,000 subscribers for 0.036 per subscriber. But I mean, you can never trust this stuff. Okay, let me tell you, 100 for $4, 10,000 for 200. So 10,000 is for only for 200 and 36. That's kind of crazy. But in any case, I mean, I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole. Now, as you can see here, this is much better right now because the cartoon character remained the same. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to upscale the image or the video quality. And then I'm going to download. Now, by the way, that subscriber stuff, you can get scammed. So see that how they're selling 10,000 subscribers for $236, while there are agencies out there in the US and in other countries that are claiming that they can also give you that much subscribers, that many subscribers for $10,000, you know? And what they're doing is they're just going back to that website, they're purchasing the subscribers from that website, and then they're charging other people a lot of money. And they're telling them, I wouldn't reveal my secret to you. My secret is SEO. We're doing SEO. And then, I mean, their clients would be satisfied because all they want is 10,000 subscribers, but they don't know that those people just went to a website like that and got the 10,000 subscribers for $236. So it doesn't matter how much they charge them. If they charge them $2,000, those people will still be satisfied because they would say, "Oh yeah, I got 10K subs. That's amazing. I got a lot of subs. I'm kind of satisfied with that. I don't really care." And so yeah, it's kind of weird. All right. But purchasing subscribers is not good, because you can just get banned from YouTube. Now, here, as you can see, HD quality. I'm going to hit the download button. Let's go and search purchase subscribers for YouTube. Uh, Problem is a major problem because it violates YouTube's terms of services and puts your channel at a significant risk of penalties, including demonetization or even permanent termination. All right, violation of YouTube's policies. YouTube's fake engagement policy strictly prohibits artificially inflating metrics. All right, so as you can see, the platform uses sophisticated algorithms to detect. So if you want to lose your channel, all right, you can buy subscribers. So I would never do that. Though, I mean, it wouldn't really cost me that much to get 100K subs. It would cost like $2,000. I thought it was more, but it would cost $2,000 to buy 100 bots to subscribe on my channel. But that's not good at all. That's not really going to give you any. That's why you see a lot of, there is this channel. You wouldn't even believe this. I'm not accusing this guy of anything, but Hassan Abu Hassan. I was just checking his metrics, and now he has 1 million subscribers, which is cool, but only 9,700,000 views. Okay, so trust me, it's impossible to have 1 million subscribers with 9 million views. That means that you have 10% subscribers, which is absolutely impossible because in my case, for example, I have how much? I have 27.5K or close to 28K, and I have 33 million views. Okay. All right. So you should really put that in your mind that now I'm not saying that that guy does it. If he has 10% subscribers, that is impressive. It can happen. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I mean, it is impossible if you think about it. But I'm not going to accuse anybody of anything. I'm just saying. And there are a lot of examples of channels out there that have, imagine this, some channels have like 1 million views and 2 million subscribers or 3 million subscribers. I mean, you can't tell me that those are actually real subscribers. How come they got subscribers more than views? All right. Yeah. So it is what it is. I don't know. Now, this is just a quick thing, but there's this channel that I watch a lot. Whenever they have a documentary out, I usually watch them. It's called Jay Aubrey, and this guy has 1.3 million subscribers. But listen, 196 million views. So it's actually, if you do the math, it's 200 times more views than the amount of views than that particular person, which I have just shown you. Yep. So it is actually really interesting. And when he releases videos, he has everybody on his channel is watching. All of his audience are watching. Now, we've done an animation for one character. There's still more characters left. I'm not trying to pump myself, but I'm trying to say if somebody asks you subscribe or get my services, I'll get you 10,000 subscribers. Tell them, you know what, man, just go get them for yourself. I don't need them. And that also should give you an idea that there's a bunch of scammers out there that would, in order to sell courses and in order to make it look like they've gained that audience because they're an expert of some sort, they will inflate their audience. They will go to 100K. They're okay spending 2K, $2,000, $3,000, even $10,000 to get, I don't know, maybe 200,000, 300,000 subscribers. But once they get there, they just sell a course and they just liquidate. They just move out of the platform, right? And they also can sell you a course on, look how I got 300,000 subscribers, while their subscribers were actually fake. That is the crazy part. Now here, this is cool. I didn't really add any text whatsoever, and it still did a pretty fantastic job. So I guess I'm just gonna drag and drop the images from now. Upscaling the video quality is good because it upscales the video quality down to 1,000 or 1080p. But I felt like this was an important thing to tell you. Not everybody that has subscribers should be listened to. I could go from now from 28,000 to 100,000 tonight if I want to do that, and that would cost me. You've seen 10,000 subscribers for $236. So that is going to be what is going to be about. I'm going to probably need to spend roughly $2,000, and I would get to 100K. But I'm not doing that, and the reason is simply because I know that's just not fair. Okay, that's just not fair. And I could also start selling courses. Hey, I got to 100K. If you want to do the same thing, follow me. But that's just not the way things should work. I don't know why it looks a little more feminine here on the realistic version of himself, but it's okay. We can deal with that. I like Grok. I think it's a pretty fantastic tool. All right. And if you were to try to do this using other tools, it might not work. And as I said, it is simply because it will most definitely be against their policies. All right. So we have this one here and we have one more, after which we're going to have to do one more live session. But this time it's going to be about One Piece characters to real life. It's going to be in the same module. Okay. Not live session, tutorial, but it's in the same module. Okay. It's going to be in the same module. You're going to find it next after this video. All right. This one is also pretty nice. It seems like just leaving Grok do its thing takes care of business. You don't really have to do anything after this. And so it is what it is. I'm going to download and then I'm going to go to Imagine again. I think we have one more, which is Mr. Thomas. I remembered his name. Again, I repeat, do not buy subscribers. Just saying. And also do not buy courses from anybody just because they have 100 or 200,000 subscribers. Not everybody that has subscribers has real subscribers. Okay, get it? And not everybody that has low subscribers like myself, 28,000 right now, that those are 100% organic. Yeah. So they are real people that followed because they've been following me for 3 years. Because I've been teaching them stuff that they found beneficial. It's a small audience, but it's a humble audience and it's a real audience. I don't know, maybe by the time you watch this video, I might have more subscribers, but for now, it's 28,000 and they're real. All right, so now that we've created all this, what you can do to organize yourself, go to that B-roll folder and just go ahead and place all your videos in it. So basically here, I'm going to copy all these. Actually, not copy, I'm going to cut them and then I'm going to paste. And I'm going to organize them by date modified and I can just view them right now. I've downloaded Pocahontas animation twice. We should have 5 in total. So that's what we have right now. And I'm going to open CapCut. Now, as far as the music is concerned, if you want to download Pocahontas music, go to that video. I'll need to test the environment. I know that it works. Pocahontas music. And then now once you have the music, you can download it easily like so. Now, hopefully it doesn't play on video because it's copyright. So now that I have the URL, you can go to YouTube video downloader, add the keyword social plug. Views can be tampered with. Likes. I don't know exactly how much this website might be making, but I guess they're making a boatload of money because they seem to be selling followers on all platforms. And that's why sometimes you see some people blowing up, all of a sudden blowing up. Now, I know for sure that AI Fusion Master or AI Fusion Hub is not buying subscribers. I know for sure. And the reason is because he's my competitor. And it's been more than a year now that I know of his existence. And I followed him since he was had a smaller subscribers base. But he seems to be growing by 30K, 40K a month, which is normal for a channel that is lucky like his and for the types of videos that he's making. So I'm pretty sure he's not buying subscribers because if he's growing at a rate of 1,000 to 2,000 subscribers a day, which is possible because I remember in 15 days, actually, my best 15 days with this channel, I was growing from 500 to 900 subscribers a day. So he could be growing like that as well. So do not underestimate him. Now over here, I'm going to make sure that I click on the get video option here because I need to download that video. And in the meantime, I'm going to drag and drop all of these videos of Pocahontas and her buddies. All right. Now this is already 9:16, but if you want to ensure it's exactly 9:16, you click on ratio and turn it to or click 9:16 there. Now here there are a couple of things I need to do. First, adjusting, but make sure that you select everything at once, and you can use the auto adjust tool. There's also an option which is called the color correction, but I'd like to color correct at maybe less than 50%. Now Grok does have sound, so right click and then click on extract the audio because I don't want the Grok audio to be in the video. And then you can select everything as well and make sure you go to video here and you scale this just a bit. Just a bit. Now, as far as the music is concerned, if you've downloaded that music video, you can go ahead and open it. I'm not sure if I have it. All right, I didn't download it. I guess I have to click on a quality video. And once you've downloaded a video from YouTube, you can extract its audio using Grok, and you can incorporate that audio inside of your video. In the meantime, since again I cannot play music on videos right now due to some new platform policies, I'm to just watch this just like this. Now, there's no point in adding transitions. Another thing is it would be better if you organize your characters differently. So Pocahontas should be first. This guy should be second. Her dad should be third. Her friend should be fourth. And then you just organize better. This is much better. I want you to just enjoy what we've just created. So this is supposed to be the Prince Charming of the show. Actually, he looks a lot like Prince Charming. Might be just him. Maybe just in a different universe. All right. Pretty good. So far, so good. That's it. So if you're wondering how are these people able to create those videos, well, now you know. And you have me to thank for that, you know. So let me just click on import. Over here, there's the video, the Pocahontas video. It's 3 minutes. I don't know exactly the parts of that music that were the best. I'm not a connoisseur of a Pocahontas connoisseur, but I'm just gonna extract the audio, and assuming that you want to use that part, make sure that you deactivate auto snapping and linkage, and then when you click on enter, you will be able to delete that. You can activate auto snapping and linkage afterwards, and then you can just add whatever part of the music you want. So if the music gets great, or if the best parts are the middle part, you have to select the middle part. Here, they're not showing that usual that wave that they show. Now, usually they should show like the most watched part, but I guess they don't do that for all the videos. All right, I'm just gonna cut that last bit of music. You can fade out the music at the end, but again, as I said, I'm not gonna be able to play this on video. Okay. Now, if you're done with your project, you can click on export. Make sure that video is active, and then you can export this at, to be honest, 30 frames per second is enough, and 4K is absolutely more than enough. And then you can select your file where you'd like to export this to. So it's Pocahontas characters IRL, and then you can just give it a title, Pocahontas Disney movie characters IRL, and then just export, and you'll get your project in a matter of minutes. And then you can go ahead and publish YouTube. So that's that for this video. Wish you the best as always. Passive Income Gen Z, and signing out.